Hey, Dub Nation, welcome into today's show. Appreciate y'all watching. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for more Warriors videos. We got some news and some rumors to talk about because training camp is here, and that means the Golden State Warriors are in action, including Kevon Looney, who is apparently looking very, very strong in training camp, according to one Steve Kerr. And that's obviously the one guy that you got to impress the most when you're a young guy or a guy coming off injury that has to earn his minutes back in the rotation. And Steve Kerr has literally said, he said this a little earlier before training camp even started, that he's going to rely pretty heavily on Looney. He expects him to average about 20 minutes per night. Now, that feels a little bit high unless they're planning on playing Looney at the 4 alongside Wiseman, but we'll see. Remember, look, Looney had a pretty major injury. He had core muscle surgery, and that limited him to just 20 games last season. And I've never really heard a core muscle besides doing a few too many crunches before. I can't imagine having an entire surgery on it, but he's back in practice with no restrictions, and here's what Steve Kerr actually had to say. He said 3 straight days of scrimmaging, a lot of work, and he being, of course, Kevon Looney, is feeling excellent. That's a huge sign for us of a huge guy we can count on in a big situation being healthy, unlike last year. And now the big man situation behind James Wiseman is a bit up in the air. Right, they have Kevon Looney, they have Marquise Chriss, they even have Eric Pascal, although he can play more of the 4 than Looney or Chris can because he can actually shoot the ball a little bit, as we've seen in some training camp videos. And I know a lot of you guys love Marquise Chriss. I get it. He's athletic, he's young, he's fun to watch. But Kevon Looney's the more proven product. But which one would you rather see play more next season? Type KL for Kevon Looney, type MQ for Marquise Chriss. I'm typing my KL for Kevon Looney, and I'll give you my reason why right here. The last time he was healthy, we saw him fully healthy in 2018-19 in 80 games. He didn't play a major role. Let's, be very clear about that. He's not expected to come in and be, one of your go-to guys as the big man in the rotation. But in the season, which he only missed 2 games, he averaged 6 points per game and 5 rebounds. He blocked shots decently well. He's an okay rim protector. But the biggest thing for him was that he finished every shot efficiently at 63%. And that's what took a dip in his 20 games last year, where he only shot the ball 36%, which is really terrible. I know he only had 20 games and he was dealing with a lot of different injuries, but even in 20 games, just shooting 37% is never acceptable. So now he comes into training camp. He's 100% healthy. I think he will be a key part of this Warriors rotation, and I think he'll be able to be kind of that veteran big man for James Wiseman, but also play alongside him in the right situation. And speaking of the number 2 overall pick, James Wiseman, he's getting close to full-time playing in training camp. Obviously, we know I've reported earlier on this, or a couple weeks ago, actually it might have been earlier this week. I don't know. Time flies by in quarantine, I guess. I reported that, he tested positive for COVID-19, and he was not able to go in training camp, and he was already beginning to miss some practices. But as early as Thursday evening, we've been hearing that James Wiseman did some light shooting in practice, and he was able to step up and actually really start to get some work with the young guys and with different guys in the rotation. He hasn't been cleared for 5-on-5 quite yet, but the fact that he's doing some, quote, light shooting is an encouraging sign that he was at least in the building and playing some actual basketball. And I think the biggest thing about Wiseman, and the reason it is so important for Wiseman to go ahead and get shots up while he can, is that he's a rookie that only played 3 games in college, and he's going to be asked to start right away for this Warriors team. So getting as much time under his belt that you can with no summer league, not a full preseason, and a bunch of other weird factors, it's important for this guy to get some minutes under his belt just in practice to learn the system and really train at an NBA level, and now he's hoping to do that. Now, of course, the Warriors' first preseason game is on Saturday. I'm, of course, recording this on Thursday. The fact that we're about to be in the preseason is absolutely wild. I don't think Wiseman will be ready to go on that Saturday night for that Denver Nuggets game, but if he is, we'll have that full game recap here for you on the Warriors Report. But there's another guy that tested positive for COVID-19, and it was Draymond Green. And the latest that we've heard from him is that he is lifting weights, but he's not cleared to do any kind of cardio stuff. Because obviously with the whole COVID situation, sometimes it can affect your breathing. And so ramping a guy straight up into NBA-level cardio after probably sitting in his bed and playing some Xbox the last couple weeks while he tested positive, it's probably smart that they start with just lifting weights and kind of getting him back into game shape slowly but surely. Now, the season, that's not coming that slowly. It's actually sneaking up on us. Game 1, the regular season, is in 12 days. So in honor of it being 12 days away, what do you say we hit 12,000 subscribers before the season begins? You guys got this channel to 11,000 subscribers just like that, but then all of a sudden, oh, we just kind of coasted, and we kind of just stopped at 11,000. We were happy at that. Not anymore. I want to get to 12K before the season gets going. So what you got to do is scroll on down, hit that big red subscribe button, or go to this link you see right here, youtube.com/WarriorsTV. Let's go to Kelly Oubre, one of the more recent Warrior acquisitions, and Steph Curry's already beginning to give him some really high praise. Obviously, Kelly Oubre is coming over from a situation with the Phoenix Suns where, he didn't win a whole lot of games. Now he comes to the Warriors and plays with a proven NBA champion, an MVP in Steph Curry, and he's loving what he's seeing from his new young guy who's literally just 25 years old. Here's Steph Curry on Kelly Oubre. He said, I think he's hungry, man, just in terms of what's been his experience, the last 2 years in Phoenix and being bounced around in trades over this offseason. Obviously, it's his birthday today. He is still young, fresh, 25. He's got amazing energy, amazing athleticism, and his skill set with the ball in his hands will surprise a lot of people as a playmaker. And I think defensively, he's ready to wreak all kinds of havoc with Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green and James Wiseman and Kevon Looney and the like. And I think if there's one guy you want to impress on this Warriors team besides Steve Kerr, it's probably Stephen Curry. Maybe Draymond Green, because he's a little bit more intense, but it's probably Steph Curry. And the fact that Kelly Oubre has already garnered his attention and garnered the praise like that from him in just his first week in training camp, I think says a lot about what Kelly Oubre could bring to this team. And I like what Steph said about him being defensively minded and being able to do stuff with the ball in his hands, because when we think about Kelly Oubre, you think about a wing that's going to be, slashing to the basket or spotting up for a three or throwing down a big-time dunk. You don't think of a guy that's going to go out and create his own shot or play good defense, in all honesty. But the fact that Curry's saying that leads me to believe that he's going to have a major impact in a lot of different ways for this Warrior team. And they have two young wings now that are really young. Obviously, I just said they're young wings, but they're really young and can come in and make an impact and have a lot to prove. So which one are you more excited about? Are you more excited about Kelly Oubre this next season? Type KO. If you're more excited about what Andrew Wiggins is going to bring to this team next season, type AW in the comment section. And speaking of Steph Curry, let's talk a little bit more about him and what he does bring to this team. Look, I love Steph. I love watching Steph. I miss watching a healthy Steph Curry. But ESPN recently released their rankings, and they put the MVP at 8th in their rankings. And last year he was 6th going into the preseason. Now he drops down to 8, and that is the lowest he's ever been since 2013. So to show you the top 10, and maybe this will make some of you mad, good, I want you to get mad and let me know about it in the comment section. Here was ESPN's top 5. LeBron at 1, AD at 2. Full stop. You can't have two guys on the same team at 1 and 2. They're going to cancel each other out one way or another. That's just the way it is. I think both of them are great players. I'm not putting them at 1 and 2. Giannis at 3, obviously. Luka at 4, Kawhi at 5. I didn't have a whole lot of problems with the top 5. Didn't love the order, but anyway, not important. We're talking about Steph. So let's go 6 through 10. At 6, his former teammate Kevin Durant, who's coming off a torn Achilles, a notable injury that usually is pretty, I don't want to say detrimental, but it makes a big impact on players' careers. Damian Lillard in at number 7. And then you got Harden and Jokic at 9 and 10, Steph in there at 8. Let's talk about this for a second. The fact that you have Damian Lillard above Steph Curry, that was ridiculous in and of itself. Steph Curry or Damian Lillard wouldn't be Damian Lillard if there wasn't a Steph Curry, because he's been shooting those deep threes. That never happened until Steph came along. People forget how good Steph Curry was when he was fully healthy. Putting him down at number 8 behind a point guard that is not as good as him in Damian Lillard and a guy who's coming off a torn Achilles is absolutely downright disrespectful. I would have Steph closer to that 5 or 6 mark for this next year, as I think he's coming back in a big way. Trust me when I say this, an Achilles tear is a much bigger deal than a guy hurting his hand on his non-dominant shooting hand in Steph Curry. He's going to be just fine, and we can all rag on ESPN all you want. I'll release my player rankings sooner rather than later, and trust me, I'll have Steph Curry higher than number 8. So that's done. I'm done with my rant. All right, I'm going to put a little bow on it. That's all I need to say. But what do you think of Steph's ranking here? Is it too high? Type H. If you think it's too high, you're probably in the wrong channel. If you think it's too low, type L. I think I'll see a lot of L's. Or type J for just right. I think you can justify it at number 8. I think there is a little justification there. So I could see some J's in the comment section. But I have a feeling I'll see more L's than not. But let's focus on the point guard matchup here. The one guy they had higher than him, or the guy they had higher than him that's a point guard, Damian Lillard. The last year they were both healthy, right? Steph Curry's all-star year. He shot 43% from 3. From 3! 43%. Damian Lillard shot 36%. Steph from the field as a whole shot 47%. Dame shot 44%. Damian Lillard did have him beaten assists that year, but Steph Curry had him beaten rebounds and points per game. And that's when they were both fully healthy. And Curry's going to be asked to do a little bit more on this team next year. And because of that, I think he's going to be better than Damian Lillard. I would have him much higher than Damian Lillard on my list. Now, I did want to tell you about this deal from Fanatics real fast and just tell you about all the awesome gear you can get at Fanatics for 25% off. Chatsports.com/dubsdeal. Hey, we just talked about Steph Curry for, I don't even know how long I just went on that little rant. Felt like forever. But you can go get your jersey at 25% off or this hat, chatsports.com/dubsdeal. And it's not just the stuff I'm showing you on screen. There is a lot more to choose from over at Fanatics that you can get for really 3/4 of the price that it usually is around Christmas time. They're trying to give you some good deals, and I want to make sure you had the right link to do it. So go to chatsports.com/dubsdeal and make sure you check them out today. Get your Christmas gifts in while you still can. And to kind of wrap everything up, I want you guys to pick a point guard for me. This should be easy, right? Steph Curry type SC, DL type Damian Lillard. I better see 100+ SCs in the comment section. And if I didn't, it probably means you didn't make it all the way to the end of the video and you didn't say all the way, which means you're probably not a Warrior fan for life. But hey, I'm just calling it out and calling them like I see them. So tell me which point guard you'd rather have next year in the comment section.